It is finally time to start working on the long-awaited Reptile House in the Elm Hill City Zoo. Hello guys, this is Caesar Creates, and welcome back to my channel. I know that so many of you have been waiting for this moment to happen. We are finally building a reptile house in the Elm Hill City Zoo. I actually wanted to build a reptile house in the Elm Hill City Zoo from the very beginning. It is so crazy that the zoo is over 2 years now, and we still didn't get the chance to build it. But I had the idea of the reptile house back in my head all of this time, and yeah, it is finally time to build it. And I am actually quite happy that we are doing it now, not earlier, because I feel like my skills in the game are like so much better right now than at the beginning, so I am definitely able to build something more detailed, something more beautiful right now than I was when I started. So yeah, let's start this mini-series inside of our big series, the Elm Hill City Zoo, the mini-series of course of videos focusing on the reptile house, because in this video we will only build a facade, like a front part of the building, and also we will decorate the area in front of this building so it all looks a bit more finished, but we won't add any new animals to this house. This will be all in the future. And what a coincidence that we are actually getting a new reptile in the new DLC. I started to work on this house before the DLC was announced, so I was so happy when I saw the Asian water monitor, because I just simply thought to myself, yes, what a perfect timing to add it now to the game when I am actually building a reptile house. So this is just amazing. And I also love the Asian water monitor. I've been reading about them after the tropical pack was announced, and they are really interesting animals, so yeah, I cannot wait to add them. We'll talk more about the new DLC later in the video. You know, we are a couple of days after the official announcement. I was shocked and I was really like surprised when it was released, and now I sort of like thought everything through and I have my thoughts about the pack. So if you like to hear it, definitely stay tuned, because we'll talk about it and talk more about the reaction of the community to this DLC, because this is something really interesting. But right now let's talk about the actual reptile house, about my inspirations behind it and what it will be. So this one is inspired by Berlin Zoo. What a surprise! Like half of the habitats in the Elm Hill City Zoo are now inspired by Berlin Zoo. No, maybe not half, but simply several of them are for sure inspired by the zoo. But let me just tell you that when I was there almost 1 year ago, like it was definitely spring of the last year, I went there especially to see the reptile house. Actually, it is called Aquarium and Reptile House, I think, and you can actually buy a separate ticket just to see this building. You don't have to go to the zoo to see the reptile house and aquarium, but I remember that there was this time that I actually wanted to start a reptile house 1 year ago. I decided to go for the wildcat house back then, but I considered that, and I was going with my friends, I think, to Berlin, and I decided to go to see this building because I remembered from one of my last visit many years ago that it was super impressive, and I especially loved the sections or the enclosures for the crocodiles. And since we have so many crocodilians in the game, I thought that this is a perfect inspiration for a built-in Planet Zoo. So I took I don't know, 500 photos of that house, like outside, inside, and so on. So I have tons of inspiration, and because of this visit, I not only took photos of the reptile house, but I took photos of so many habitats in the zoo. I got inspired to build, different habitats, like the Scimitar-Horned Oryx one, like the one for the zebra and the wildebeest, and so on. So yeah, if I didn't go to see this house in particular in Berlin Zoo, then we probably won't have all those habitats inspired by the zoo, but I simply love it, and I think it really suits to the Elm Hill City Zoo, so why not try to recreate some habitats from it. And actually, this building, it won't be recreation by any means. When I saw pictures and when I compared the pictures of that building with the pieces that we have in Planet Zoo, I just decided that I cannot do like an actual recreation, because simply this building has so many like decorations, like ornaments, and also so many bas reliefs. I think that they are called, those like sculptures that are on the walls or anything like that, that this won't probably be possible to make in Planet Zoo. Maybe if I would use thousands of font pieces and spend, half a year creating that, maybe then I would be able to do so, but I decided not to waste my piece count for it and build something more like inspired by this building with my own twist. Also, the original building has 3 floors. First one is for the aquarium stuff, so you have fish and different aquatic animals there. The middle one is for reptiles, and then you have this like roof floor, the last floor, for amphibians and insects. We don't need so many floors, because we don't have so many reptiles in the game, and also this building would be so high that I simply didn't want to do it, because it will look a bit weird. In the Elm Hill City Zoo, we don't have such, high buildings, so that's why I decided to go for 2 floors. Actually, when I started this video, you had the walls already here, because I've spent one evening simply like, designing or just making the layout of the entire building, like taking into consideration all the animals that I want to add, all the exhibits that I want to add, so everything fits in there, but also is not too huge. I have this slight problem with the proportions of the buildings in Planet Zoo. I feel like I always make them so big, but this is also because there are some requirements, for example for the exhibit boxes that are really big, and we want to add all of the reptiles and amphibians that are in the game to this building, so I need quite a lot of space for that, like only 4 exhibit boxes next to each other. This is 16 meters, so this is quite a lot, so you have to take it into the consideration. And also, of course, we'll add crocodiles, we'll add monitors, we'll add Galapagos tortoises and stuff like that, that needs at least some space. Crocodiles need space for swimming, they need space for land, and so on, so we have to take all that into consideration. By the way, I know that so many of you wait for me to build something for the crocodiles. I see those comments, especially there is one of you, I think you are called ML Godzilla or something like that, that you are requesting the crocodile habitat under all of my videos. So finally, buddy, it is coming, so stay tuned for that. I think in a couple of episodes you should see one of the crocodiles being added to the Elm Hill City Zoo, finally. And yeah, definitely those exhibits or those habitats inside of this building maybe won't be suiting for the space needs of Planet Zoo animals. I of course play here in sandbox. I have all the welfare options turned off for the animals. I'm playing more for like a realism, for building realistically big habitats. And I am sure that if you go to the zoo, the real one, and you see those enclosures for crocodiles or alligators and stuff, they don't have like 500 square meters or 400 square meters. They're a bit smaller. Those animals are not so active. They spend most of their day in one position. They need some water, of course, and a land with a heat lamp, and they are quite happy. So this is what we will go for in here. When it comes to the lineup for this house, we will have for sure the gharial, we'll have the saltwater crocodile, we'll have the American alligator, the Galapagos tortoise, what else? The dwarf caiman, the spectacle caiman, the Nile monitor, and the new Asian water monitor. So those are the habitat species, and of course we will have all the frogs, so the amphibians and the snakes, lizards, so the reptiles from the exhibit boxes also considered in here. So this is what you can expect in the future when it comes to the Elm Hill City Zoo. I probably will be quicker to build that than, for example, the Wildcat House, because those habitats will be simply smaller, so it's easier for me to build, quicker for me to build. So you probably won't have to wait so much time for the new exhibits. The timing for starting this is a bit unfortunate because we have the new DLC coming. Of course, there is this Asian monitor that we'll add here, but there are some animals that I really want to add to the Elm Hill City Zoo. So we will do that before going further with the Reptile House. So keep that in mind. Before I will continue this, I will probably add some of the animals from the tropical pack. This is actually the second reptile house that I am building on my channel. The first one was in the Desert Adventure Park, but it was very African themed. It was an easier, quicker build. It was much smaller, and this one is in this more like classical European style. And I love it so much in the end. I mean, I was a bit concerned when building it. There were so much things to consider. I didn't want to make it too big. I didn't want to make it too small, and so on. I wanted to make it look both detailed, but also not use too many pieces, of course, so it doesn't lag in here. I mean, we'll be doing the tour of this house and so on. So I was considering a lot of things, and I also had a lot of trials because sometimes I didn't know how to make some parts of it. I mean, mostly those decorative pieces, those ornaments and so on. I have no idea how those trims and so on are called. Maybe trims or anything like that. I don't know, like those more like sticking out bits of the facade of the building. Whereas Leader, when I need him, I'm sure that he knows those terms. I don't even know them in Polish, I think. I just call them ornaments and I hope for the best. The original building had a lot of those decorations, and I of course wanted to include some of them at least in my like building, so I did just that. And you can see that I actually used here a lot of the pieces from the Twilight pack. So don't tell me that the Twilight pack is not versatile. So many people were like concerned that it is useful only for building castles and those enchanted forests with those mushrooms and stuff like that, but I am actually using a lot of those pieces for building a classical older building like a reptile house, and they suit perfectly. So yeah, I definitely love Twilight pack and it's so useful. And that's why also when it comes to the tropical pack, I saw some comments that the pieces in this pack based on the announcement trailer are not versatile, will be just useful for those tropical sections or very themed zoos and so on. And I would just say wait till you actually see them up close in person, because we can again be quite surprised by those pieces, and they can be again very versatile, that we'll be able to use them in the city zoos and so on, and in different builds. Okay, so maybe let's talk about the pack if we are here. I of course have some thoughts because, you know, it's been a couple of days, I already slept on it and so on. Let me just tell you that I actually love the new tropical pack. I think it is a perfect pack. I think it brings so many requested animals by the community. It also has beautiful plants that are coming, at least from what I saw in the trailer. And I think that we were lacking those more, you know, detailed tropical plants. We have a lot of those temperate ones that were added lately. We have those grasslands and so on. And we had, for the tropical areas, we still still had to use a lot of plants that came with the base game or the South America pack, which was so long ago that those plants are definitely not the same quality that we have right now. And also the building pieces, there are some really good pieces that we can see in the trailer, so I am very happy about that. When it comes to the animals, so I saw so many different comments and opinions, and people loving the pack, people hating it, people, I don't know, being angry that we didn't get any birds, that we should finally get flying birds and so on. So many of you have different opinions, and this is why the world is simply beautiful, because without different opinions there wouldn't be, you know, different personalities, and everything will be just dull and boring, and this is something that we need to live with, simply. I am definitely a person who is an optimist. For me, the glass is always half full, not half empty. This is just who I am. So let me start by saying that I am happy, I am super happy that we are even getting a new pack for Planet Zoo. The game is over 3 years old and we are still getting new amazing free updates and new very good DLCs. The DLCs are getting better and better when it comes to the quality of the animals and the pieces. So take that into consideration, because many of those games the support for them don't last as long as the support lasts for our Planet Zoo. So we are super lucky when it comes to the game, when it comes to this game, and we need to take that into consideration. The second thing, I know that some of those animals may not be your favorites, but they are probably favorites of other people. I know that many of you say that, you know, the lark gibbon is just a reskin of the Siamang. I don't know, the Red River hawk will act the same way as the warhawk, or the Asian monitor and the Nile monitor are basically the same animals or something like that. But maybe those animals were very requested by other people. Maybe you are happy with the Fusa and the Red River Hawk and the Sloth, and other people are, maybe this is their dream that the lark gibbon was added because they wanted it from the very beginning in the game, just as me. So we need to take that into consideration. Like most of those animals, I think that four of them out of 5 were top 15 of the most requested animals on the meta wishlist or in forums. So please don't tell me that Frontier doesn't listen to the community, because I think that they really do listen to us, because they are adding the animals that I saw so many requests on. Like Red River Hawk is an animal that was on the forums all the time, like was mentioned in my comments. The same goes for the Fusa, the same goes for the Sloth. Those were super requested animals, and now suddenly people are not happy about this pack. Like, I don't understand it, really. I'm not trying to be like bitter or anything, those are just my thoughts, and of course you are entitled to your own opinion. Maybe you wanted something totally different, but please understand the people who are happy about this pack, and don't try to like bring happy people down, because I saw some comments like that, and this is really like unfair. Like people were just happy, and other people like replying to those comments with a lot of negative like thoughts and a lot of negativity, like simply, and I kind of don't like it. But okay, I won't change the world, this is just how it is. And also the other thing is that, you know, people are quicker to jump into comment sections when they don't like a particular thing, when they don't like something. They are easier. It's easier for us to, like, I don't know, show our frustrations in the comments on I know on the internet, than show the gratitude, show that we are happy. When you are happy about something, you often don't comment about it. You are just, you know, clicking the like, and you are happy, and you are happy inside of you. And when you don't like something, you're just, you know, smashing the keyboard. And this is how the words works. I know about that, but maybe consider also that, you know, Planet Zoo team and Frontier, they are really working on those things. Like, I can imagine that, you know, creating a pack like that takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, research, and anything like that. So if you are one of those persons who like the content, who like the new DLC, like it would be so nice to comment something like from time to time. I see a lot of people who do that, of course, but lately I saw that there's so much negativity in the comments, and I was like a bit, you know, that's not fair. But who am I? Okay, who am I to say that? Who am I to judge? Who am I to, you know, try to change the minds of people? I won't probably do that, but those are just my thoughts that I want to share with you guys. So if you have something nice to say, just say it also. Why not only, you know, share the negative things? So yeah, I definitely think that the new tropical pack is a very, very, very good pack, bringing a lot of very requested animals. We have the climbing animals, we have the new brachiation for the Siamangs that will be able to brachiate on the vines. We have the deep diving monitor, which is also really amazing. We have a beautiful red river hawk, magnificent foliage that comes with this pack. So I am very, very happy. I must say that I am very happy. If you are not, I totally understand that. Again, you are entitled to your own opinion. I cannot change it, and I won't even try to change it because everyone is allowed to have it and so on. And I know that we are so passionate about this game. A lot of us love it. A lot of us want to improve it, like add different things and so on. But the thing is that we shouldn't have too many expectations, and when you don't have those expectations, like telling to yourself, yes, we need birds, the birds need to be added in the next update because without the birds this game doesn't make sense and so on. Without this way of thinking, I think you can be more happy for the things that will come with the new next DLCs, because you are simply not expecting anything. You are happy with everything that is given to you because those are new things coming to Planet Zoo, new animals. Who cares if this is the three-toed sloth or two-toed sloth? We have a sloth, finally! Oh my god, this was such a rant. I didn't expect that, but it just came out of me, and I hope you guys won't, you know, turn off the video. I'm ranting here, yeah, let's go quickly back to our build. So today we'll build only the facade, and then you can see the building is quite like classical, as I told you guys, but the interior will be more modern. Of course, we'll start to work on the interior in the next episodes, and while we're working on the interior, adding habitats, we'll also add every time something to the whole building outside. So we'll do the sides and the back and so on. The building will have two entrances, so this is the entrance in here through this bridge that I am working on right now, and the other one won't have a breach, but it still will have a really nice entrance there. And also the bridge here is like, we'll have this small lake here, so the bridge is over the lake, and I will decorate all that, and you won't be able to see that in the speed build portion, but I will surprise you in the cinematic shots, so stay tuned for that, because I did quite a lot of work off camera because I wanted to give you a little surprise. Like, okay, maybe you saw that in the teaser at the beginning of the video, but still you'll be able to see that all in a little more detail. So you will see what was my idea for this like whole front section of this entire building and this entire project. And by the way, we are building this opposite to the fallow deer habitat, because I forgot to tell you where this building is positioned in our zoo. And okay guys, this is all that I have for you today in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and of course comment down below if you like today's build, if you are excited that we are finally starting to build our reptile house in the Elm Hill City Zoo. Very requested build. I am super happy about it, that finally we are building it. Okay guys, and if you like to support the channel a little bit extra, you can do it with the join button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!